Hey, what's up guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Miro and today's video is gonna be a little bit different. You will still see a lot of spiders. I'm gonna do some layovers over my talking, but I'm gonna be talking a little bit about the hobby and a little bit about my experience as a keeper. But first, let me give you some updates. So my birthday is coming up in about a month and I always get a little bit of an early birthday present just because I just can't wait, and when we see some cool spider I just ask my wife. And this time we went to our local pet store and we found this beautiful, what I think is porteri. Somebody surrendered 2 spiders there, so we took the porteri. Super docile, super cute. You will guys definitely see more of her. We gave her a name. It's Lindsay. I don't know if you guys follow Arrested Development, but basically Lindsay because her name is Porteri and the actress's last name is I think like Portia or Porteri or something. So we decided to go for Lindsay. Next thing that I thought is really interesting is I wanted to show you my new Huntsman, how they sleep. They actually wrap up the leaf of the life plant and secure it and make like a little bit hideout in there, and apparently from what I've heard they also lay their eggs in there, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I get an egg. Another quick update, we got a new coloring book. And the final update is gonna be our Thanos laid an egg, so that's a really good news. I'm hoping to actually get some babies. There is not much about their care, so I'm just talking to people who've kept them and who had some success with the spider, and I think I figured out how I'm gonna go about it when removing the egg and you know when to open it and stuff like that. So we will see. I'll keep you updated. Alright guys, let's get to the red meat, let's get to the big business, and let's talk about how much I actually made selling my heteropoda David Bowies, and then I'm gonna talk about a little bit about how much this whole hobby costs. So I ended up having 4 eggs, but the female actually ate the first one and the third one, so I only had the second and the 4th egg. The first one I ended up having around 180 babies, out of which I wanna say 30 died, 40 I gave away, and then around 100 I sold. So I would send them out in bulks. I would send 10 minimum, and I would send them out to a lot of like vendors like Spider Shop, or like I sent some to Frank Soma. I actually traded him for some other spiders, and that was the easiest for me because I didn't have to keep 100 spiders and feed 100 spiders, and the breeding is actually more just to offset the cost of the hobby and to actually bring in spiders that are hard to find in a hobby and that have to be imported, wild caught. But with that being said, let's get back to the math. So I ended up having 100 that I ended up selling, and I was charging anything from $10 to $15, so you guys can calculate it on your calculators. So that's gonna be around, wait, now I'm not sure. So it's around $1,000 to $1,500, which is really nice money, right? But let me now tell you why I actually don't want to become like a full-on breeder. Well, first of all, I already have a job as a previous artist on movies, so I already have a career besides this. And maybe if I was younger, maybe I would go the spider way. But the reason why I wouldn't want to do it, because it is actually a lot of work. If you really want to do it, I think it actually can be a wonderful career. It is a lot of work because, for one, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of people, which it's just not that easy. Even if you're selling it in bulks, you're still gonna have to deal with some people. You're gonna have to be shipping a lot of spiders, so like for me, I have to like drive to actually certain FedEx, and it takes me like a half an hour, it takes me half an hour back, you spend 15 minutes there, so like I said, it's really a job. And so if you actually end up breeding like 5-10 different spiders, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to work, you're gonna have to put in the hours, so it's not that easy. So with that being said, my selection of spiders that I wanna breed are the ones that are hard to find in a hobby and that are being wild caught and brought in a country, so I can actually breed them and we can have some captive bred. Once it grows everywhere in a hobby, everybody starts breeding, hopefully we can have a lot of captive bred spiders and we don't have to be going out for wild caught. So now let's talk about cost of the hobby, because that's really important too, because when you're just looking at the websites, you just see like a spider, you're like, alright, $30, $50, that's not so bad, right? Well, it's gonna cost you actually a lot more than that. There's hidden costs in this. For one, I usually keep 2 spiders, but I also have some tarantulas, so I know how much those can cost, up to hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands, some of them. So that's the price of the spider, but then you always have to add shipping, so it's gonna be anywhere between 50, usually the big vendors, they have discounts, so they can do like 50, or they include the cost of the shipping into the cost of the spider, so around $50 to $60. So now spider that costs $50 costs $100 just with the shipping. I do like to keep my spiders in nice enclosures, let's start with those, but I really really don't need to keep my slings in nice enclosures. I just like to see them. So for my slings, I have something like, buy something like this. It's really easy to open from both sides, and that's $5. My juveniles, I keep in something like this, and I actually have a soldering iron, and I make these holes myself, and I buy these for around $5 also, so it's pretty cheap. For my adults, I like to keep those in some nicer enclosures, so I usually get something like this for the terrestrial species, and that will be around $50. Same with the arboreals that you can see behind me, and they go anywhere between $50 to $100. So let's assume it's like $80. So we got a spider that costs $50. We got shipping that costs another $50. So they are at $100. Each spider, if you get them as a spider, then it's gonna need all these enclosures because it's gonna move from one to another, then to another, to its final one. So they are $100 for a spider. Enclosures are gonna be around $80. So you're looking at $180, you know, for a spider that initially cost you $50. Then you of course have to feed it, which if you have more spiders, let's say, you know, you have 10 spiders, you're gonna spend at least, you know, $20 a month for some feeders. Then you're gonna need to buy substrate, decorations, and some plants, some cork bark. So you're looking at $200 over the life of the spider, at least, without not including even the feeders. So that's about it. That's the reality of like keeping one spider. So if you guys think about it, when you have 100 spiders, the hobby can get pretty expensive, but of course not all of them are always adults, so you only have like, you know, I don't know, personally I only have maybe like 50 adults and 50 babies. But with that being said, I really want to emphasize breeding is very important. So if you guys have some rare spiders, try to get a male and a female, try to get separate bloodlines so you actually can come up with a nice and healthy spiders. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like button, notifications button, and subscribe button. If you like my hat, don't forget to check us out at spidercafe.shop. And I will see you soon. Alright, ciao.